morning coffee. Look at this view. Join us as we discover if the Ekko really is a good family RV. This is going to be our home for the next 6 weeks. And it's packed to the gills with everything we need. First stop is South Dakota. What's kind of cool is we are also taking the Revel. Our adventure is going to bring us into South Dakota, Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Michigan, and maybe Canada. We're on the road. This first stop, it's just Cheyenne, Wyoming. There's our neighbors. Cheers. There you go. Just a quick break before we continue on. Welcome to South Dakota.
Woo! So, once we pass that sign.
Yeah. You're tough. Are you the sheriff of these parts?
Yeah. Bam!
So, me and these mischievous muskrats are camping in Ekko with my lovely wife, and we are here at Sheridan Lake in South Dakota, and it's just a gorgeous campground. We got huge pine trees, lodgepole pines all around, and just epic space. What I wanted to do is give you a tour of the Ekko and how we have it set up. Especially 6 weeks, we have it full to the gills with possible everything, because we're on a trip for 6 weeks, and there's some good and some bad. Also, I have my Revel right there. My Revel, it's a nice comparison to have them together. And you can see what the worst part of here is all this pollen from the trees.
Daddy, we're gonna have to put this through a car wash.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to car wash it. So, let me give you a tour of our site and kind of some things. Luckily, nothing's gone wrong with the Ekko since we got it. It's been in one piece, but there is one glaring, terrible fault about it. Terrible. It's not a deal breaker, but Jesus. You're like, how did someone get that wrong? Here's my EXO box, and I've had this full of all our outdoor equipment. So all the tables, chairs, everything going there, kids' bikes, life jackets, everything I've got back here. In the back storage, which is ample but full, I have 4 of these bins, and I got them labeled like with RV stuff, toys. We have shoes back there, kind of everything tucked back there, and we're fitting 4 bins, 2 inflatable paddle boards, and some suitcases plus all our chairs. Bought a bunch of carabiners to hang stuff up to get it out of the way, but this has been great, and it's almost like you have more storage outside than inside. Since we couldn't get the pop top with the kitchen, we kind of brought our own kitchen, and so I have a Blackstone grill, this awesome foldable table that folds up super small at my grill station. And then I have here in my storage, we have like all the bug spray stuff, kind of the light use stuff, a nice tray for our shoes. I brought Instant Pot and air fryer. There's a tea kettle back there, and this bin's been great to stuff extra water in. And there's my water wife right there. How was the water run?
The water run was
Can I try
great.
that water?
I'm sure I burned like 5 calories. All right. Can you lift
And
that
Becky
up?
got the first injury of the trip. A shark bit her last night. The outside outlets have been clutch because I did all my air frying and Instant Potting here. Easy to have this as your outdoor kitchen. This is the neighbor girl who's been bothering us. Starlink, I'm sure you're like, oh, did it work? Sort of works. We don't have any cell service here in the Black Hills right here. If we go to the town up there, we have some cell service, so that works. But on this campground, there's no cell service. So I did set up the dish right in the middle tried to get a clear view of the sky, and what was good is it would flap on and off. So it would turn on and turn off. It would get service, lose service. So we were able to get our emails, text messages, notifications, all that worked, and you could do some minor surfing of the internet. And then when it was up, it was fast, just it would disappear quick. But you couldn't do any sort of Zoom call, long-term test, anything like that. The other thing about Dishy is Dishy draws a lot of power. I don't have the exact figures, but using it with one other appliance would bring down the system. So I'd have to unplug the Starlink if I wanted to use either the air fryer or the Instapot or the coffee maker. It just wouldn't work all together. Coming inside, we had to fit again 6 weeks of stuff in here, and every piece of space counted. So I'll take you through kind of how we kind of had to jam stuff around and some of the compromises that we made. I put up a bunch of these command hooks, and I did use denatured alcohol, like the guy from the Fit RV says. Works great. This is kind of like our catch-all for all electronics. We've been using all these things to stuff all the little random kid stuff. And then this was kind of our first compromise. This became a second pantry. This still stayed for the coffee maker and the kitchen stuff. And I even figured if we add a shelf, it just wouldn't give us the space we need because everything's so high. Another thing we added that's really clutch, and this is an ottoman. It's very inexpensive on Amazon. I'll put the link in the description, but you got all our Nespresso capsules, some protein shakes, and a bunch of kids' vitamins and stuff. But what this is also useful for is as an ottoman when you're stretched out here. And my boy, he's on a car seat, he can stick his feet up. And even when we're driving, doesn't really slide around. And we're considering even getting a second one because it's so good. We haven't flipped this seat or had to, and we end up piling stuff from the back up front here. This one's super important to flip to give you the space. Even the microwave, we've turned into a storage space. Haven't used the microwave even once. But the fridge stuffed, obviously, for 6 weeks. We're not packing for 6 weeks, but it's 3 days on the road. The benefit of having Starlink. We're here outside of a gas station in Candyland. And we are going to go mini golf and eat candy while Becky has to do a family Zoom on this wonderful Father's Day. That is a good dance. It's like moths. Everybody's connected to their phones now.
I'm on my phone.
You were just on your phone.
I was just on my phone.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yes.
anymore.
Corbin, have you ever been in a candy store this big?
To be honest, I haven't been in any big candy stores.
It was huge.
Aloha!
This is called temporary Starlink story. What do you think of this grill? Bathroom has been great to take showers. We put this shoe hanger up here or organizer that's been really good because you don't really have a lot of area here, and that's smaller than it looks. And then back here in the bedroom, we have done a couple of things. Each boy gets their own shelf. This is, I saw this on the Facebook group, so whoever gave us that idea, thank you. And it's 2 shelves from Target. And then here's the best part. We have a laundry hamper right there for all the dirty clothes. And then my shelf is here. This is my clothes and gear. But what's funny is, so backpacks and stuff, we essentially, when we go to bed, we move everything here.
Get out of my house.
Yeah, it's true. Everything there to the driver's seat and just pile it on. It's been this shuffling back and forth of putting stuff on.
Amazing? Yes. I always learn so much from Camilla. I know, right? I learned how to marinate meat from Camilla.
All right, now we need
Mustard.
no, not yet.
Okay, I don't want to do
You don't have one on that.
I don't want to do it too well.
We need mozzarella cheese.
Oh, yeah.
Cotija cheese.
Oh, my fave. I chopped that.
Yeah, Katie chopped all this.
That's beautiful. Amazing. I should call you Sargento.
We got beef.
Wow. That's amazing.
We need a little juice.
What's in this? Delicious. All right. Delicious. Juice of deliciousness.
Okay.
Amen.
Onion.
Onion.
And this is your one request. Jalapenos or not?
Yes. So who wants jalapenos?
No, you gotta request it while we're here. I'm not gonna remember. I literally cleaned this van top to bottom this morning. Wiped every surface down, cleaned everything, and 2 hours later the pollen just came back. So you can see, oh man, seriously, I cleaned everything this morning and the pollen is back. These drawers stuffed with all kind of personal stuff. So everything's been great in here. And the boys have been very comfortable up there. Look at that view. Wonderful view up there through the pop top. So I'm going to give you a glaring fall off that Winnebago really shouldn't have let slip out is these windows and the bug screens are junk, literally worthless. And let me show you the bug screens let in bugs. It's crazy. At night we'll have bugs everywhere, and they can get right by the accordion style screen. This little section doesn't even bother them. They just go right around. So we found a ton of moths, little bugs. Luckily, the mosquitoes haven't really figured it out, but every other bug has. And I'm shocked that this kind of product for $175,000 would go out the door with this kind of crappy screens. Blah blah blah. You've watched my videos. You know I get the compromises that RV manufacturers have, but this one's just a little unforgivable because this is entry level stuff, especially when the Winnebago, the Revel, my Revel right out there, doesn't have these screen issues. The screen is a screen, not a bug let insider, and they figured it out with this. This screen works really well. Overall, though, the Ekko has been perfect, exactly what we wanted for this type of vacation. To stuff us in, stuff all our gear, and hit the road. I cannot stress how awesome it is to have everything you need with you. At every stop, if the kids need a sandwich, if we need to make lunch, we can just make lunch. If you need a coffee, you can just plug in the machine. Having everything on you in your vehicle is awesome. It just makes the trip so much easier. And we were in downtown Deadwood South Dakota yesterday, and there were Class C's trying to park in the places we were parking that just kept moving on. We fit in every spot, even with the EXO box. The other thing that has been exceptional is the Ford Transit chassis. Going up and down all these rolling hills, scooting around, even passing people, this thing has plenty of power, and it drives like a smaller vehicle than it actually is. And we're loaded. I filled all the water. We're stuffed, and it still handles like a dream. Now, what's interesting is most of the time I'm being followed by my Revel, and there's been a couple steep hills that, you know, the Revel just is not keeping up with us. So the power here is great. The mileage so far on the trip has been about 14 miles per gallon. And while the Revel has actually been higher at like 15.6. So far, the adventure in South Dakota has been wonderful. We hit Mount Rushmore. If you haven't been, it's one of those things you have to see. We've done Deadwood, which is interesting. You know, not my kind of town, but, you know, nice and historical, and certainly a lot of fun things to do there. And then the Black Hills for camping, Custer State Park, this amazing. And I do want us to do a thing that you might not think you might want to do, but the Mammoth dig site is really a different kind of experience. Seeing all those bones of all these mammoths that have been preserved are really cool, and the facility is great. We put the kids in 2 family digs where they got to go dig and learn more about the mammoths, and had a wonderful time. So highly recommend that too. We got one more day of go-karts, caves, adventure, and then we continue on. If you have any questions about the Ekko or our adventure, just feel free to ask in the comments, and thanks for watching.